Hey everyone, it's Paul Walker from the GH Spoilers YouTube channel. It's currently pouring rain here in New York, which is honestly the perfect moody weather for the absolute bloodbath we just witnessed on General Hospital today. We need to talk about Valentin Cassidy crossing a line I never thought he'd cross, taking out Jack Brennan in cold blood. Let's get into it. Let's back up for a second because I need to process how we even got here. Nina Reeves, the absolute queen of making the worst possible decisions at the worst possible times, accidentally stabs Jack Brennan with Drew Kane's paralytic medication. She was aiming for Valentin to break up their fight. They spun around and bam. Brennan is on the floor, locked in, unable to move a single muscle. So he gets rushed to General Hospital for urgent treatment because everyone thinks he's having some massive spontaneous stroke. And Valentin is standing there, wheels turning in his head. Because Valentin knows exactly what Jack Brennan is. He is not just some random WSB field office boss. He is a walking, talking vault of secrets that could completely decimate Valentin and Carly Vern forever. If Brennan wakes up, if that paralytic wears off, and he can speak, Valentin is going to a federal black site and Carly is going down with him. So Valentin makes a choice. A lethal, irreversible choice. And can we talk about the execution of this scene? The cinematography was insane. It was pitch black outside, raining, moody as hell. Valentin disguises himself as a hospital janitor. A janitor! I mean, it is so classic General Hospital, but also so terrifyingly effective. He puts on the scrubs, he gets the little cleaning cart, and he just waltzes right into the hospital. I've been watching this show religiously since 2015, and I swear to you, the security at General Hospital is the biggest joke in Port Charles. How many times have we seen assassins, kidnappers, and fake doctors just stroll past the nurse's station? I mean, remember when Paul Hornsby was a hospital serial killer? Or when Ryan Chamberlain just wandered the halls? But this felt different. This wasn't a campy villain twirling a mustache. This was Valentin Cassidy cold, calculating and completely dead inside, pushing a mop bucket down the sterile, fluorescent lit hallways of the ICU. He knew exactly where the security cameras were. He knew exactly the blind spots. He slipped through the shadows like a ghost. I was holding my breath the entire time, just waiting for someone to walk out of an elevator. But no one did. Valentin gets into Brennan's recovery room in the dead of night. The room is quiet except for the rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor and the hiss of the ventilator. Brennan is lying there, completely paralyzed from Nina's accidental dose of Drew's meds. He can't move. He can't scream. We don't even know if he was conscious and aware of what was happening, which makes it 10 times more horrifying. Imagine being locked in your own body, and the man you were just fighting with walks in wearing a janitor's uniform, holding a syringe. Valentin didn't even hesitate. There was no grand villain monologue. There was no gloating. He just pulled out a syringe filled with a high concentration dose of potassium chloride, injected it straight into Brennan's IV line and watched. Potassium chloride. It stops the heart in seconds. It's the same stuff they use in lethal injections. Valentin just stood there, his face completely devoid of emotion, watching the monitor flatline. The silent assassination. It was chilling. It was pure Cassadine. I am sorry, but I am still reeling from the sheer brutality of it. Remember when they tried this kind of dark turn with other characters? Remember when we thought Peter August was going to be redeemed and then he just kept killing people? Yeah, didn't work then either. Because Peter was annoying. But Valentin is a fan favorite. We love his romance with Anna, his weird, twisted dynamic with Carly, his love for Charlotte. And now he has crossed a line that you simply cannot uncross. You don't just murder a federal agent in his hospital bed and go back to drinking coffee at the Metro Court the next day. I am so conflicted because on one hand I am screaming at my TV, yes, soap opera drama. But on the other hand, I am mourning the loss of the semi-redeemed Valentin. He is a murderer. Again, a cold-blooded, calculating killer. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me catch my breath. Okay, back to the point. The morning after the murder. The hospital is in chaos, but not the kind of chaos you'd expect from a homicide, because Valentin is a professional. He made it look entirely natural. The hospital administrators and the doctors come out and officially declare that Jack Brennan passed away due to severe cardiovascular complications. A heart attack brought on by the trauma of his stroke. Everyone buys it. The WSB agents standing guard probably bought it. The doctors bought it. Because why wouldn't they? The man had just suffered a massive medical event. Potassium chloride is notoriously difficult to detect if you aren't specifically looking for it. Because potassium is naturally occurring in the body, It was the perfect crime. The absolute perfect murder. But, and this is a massive, gigantic, all caps but, Valentin forgot one crucial detail. He forgot about the single most competent person in the entire city of Port Charles, Nurse Elizabeth Baldwin. Am I the only one who thinks Elizabeth should just be running the PCPD at this point? Because she is literally doing everyone's job for them. First, she figures out that Rocco Falconeri's hand injury was a slide burn from a gun, not a cut. Totally blowing up Lulu and Dante's cover-up. And now she is the only one standing between Valentine Cassidy and getting away with murder. The scene where Elizabeth finds the evidence is going down in GH history for me. She's doing her rounds looking exhausted because she's basically the only nurse working in this entire hospital, and she's emptying the medical waste bins near Brennan's room. And what does she find? A strange, discarded glass vial at the bottom of the trash. Not a standard hospital-issued medication vial for a stroke patient. A different vial. The exact vial Valentin used to draw the potassium chloride. I literally jumped off my couch. I was screaming. Liz, look at the label, bag it for evidence. Because Elizabeth was already suspicious. We saw her talking to Lucas Jones earlier, right? She was already putting the pieces together. She thought it was incredibly weird and highly suspicious that Jack Brennan just happened to have a massive, paralyzing stroke in the exact same house where Drew Kane had a massive, paralyzing stroke just a few months ago. She knew something was off about Nina's vague explanation. Nina is a terrible liar. Let's be real. And now Liz has physical proof that something else was introduced into Brennan's system. She is going to test that vial. She is going to find the potassium chloride residue. And she is going to realize that Jack Brennan was murdered. I know some people are loving this dark, ruthless version of Valentin, but personally, I am terrified for him. And I am terrified for Carly, because how does Carly fit into this new reality? She was tracking down Nina at the hospital playing dumb, torturing Nina with questions about the common cause of the strokes. Carly was completely in on the cover-up of the syringe incident. But does Carly know Valentin went back and actually killed the guy? I don't think she does. Carly is ruthless, yes. Carly will hide a body, yes. But premeditated, cold-blooded assassination of a paralyzed man in an ICU bed, that is a whole different level of darkness. When Carly finds out what Valentin did, is she going to cover for him? Or is she going to realize that she has aligned herself with a monster? Let's talk about the psychological implications here. Because I am a nerd for character study, Valentin has been trying to be a better man for years. He wanted to be good for Anna. He wants to be a good father to Charlotte. But the moment his survival and Carly's survival was threatened, he defaulted to his factory settings, Cassadine factory settings. It's like the writers are telling us that no matter how much therapy, no matter how much love, a Cassadine is always a Cassadine. Just look at Helena. Just look at Victor. Victor Cassadine would be so incredibly proud of Valentin right now. And that is the sickest part of all of this. Valentin used a janitor cart and a needle to do what Victor would have done with a biological weapon. But the result is the same. And I hate it, but I also love it because it is so dramatic. But I'm also furious because why did they spend years redeeming him just to turn him into a covert assassin again? I am so conflicted. Sometimes I don't even know what I want from this show anymore. One minute I want romance, the next minute I want blood. And what about Nina? Oh my god, Nina Reeves. She is sitting somewhere right now, probably hyperventilating into a paper bag thinking she accidentally put Brennan in a coma. Wait until she finds out he's dead. She's going to spiral completely out of control. Nina's guilt complex is already massive. If she thinks her accidental stabbing led directly to Brennan's death, she might just confess everything to the cops. She might run to Dante or Chase and just spill her guts. Valentin is going to have to manage Nina, manage Carly, and somehow keep Elizabeth Baldwin off his trail. It is a ticking time bomb. Every single person connected to that living room floor is now an accessory to the events that led to a federal agent's murder. Plus, we cannot forget about Ross Cullum. Cullum is Brennan's new boss. Cullum is dirty, we know that, but he's also not stupid. Cullum is going to notice that his top guy just mysteriously died of a heart attack hours after going radio silent. The WSB is going to swarm Port Charles. They are going to audit that hospital. They are going to pull security footage. Sure, Valentin was disguised as a janitor, but did he leave a fingerprint on the mop handle? Did he look up at a camera in the hallway? The WSB has facial recognition gate analysis, all that high-tech spy stuff. Valentin might think he committed the perfect murder, but there is always a loose thread. Always. I just can't get the image of Valentin's face out of my head. The coldness. The absolute lack of remorse. When he pushed that plunger down, injecting the potassium chloride, he didn't even blink. It makes me wonder what else he's capable of right now. If Elizabeth gets too close to the truth, will Valentine try to silence her too? No, I forbid it. If they even think about letting Valentine hurt Elizabeth Baldwin, I am rioting. I will march down to the ABC studios myself. Elizabeth has been through enough. She does not need a Cassadine assassin coming after her because she knows how to look in a trash can. She is a single mother raising boys. She does not have time to be dodging poison needles from a fake janitor. I'm sorry, I'm just so worked up. It's late. I've had way too much caffeine. And this storyline is hitting every single one of my soap opera sweet spots. The medical mystery, the hospital, sneaking the legacy character, turning dark, the competent nurse solving crimes. It is peak General Hospital. I haven't been this invested in a murder mystery on this show since since the whole Peter August staircase debacle. But this is actually good. This feels earned in a sick, twisted way. Valentine was backed into a corner. Brennan knew too much. It was him or them, and Valentine chose himself. So what happens next? I predict Elizabeth is going to take that vial straight to the lab. She's going to run it off the books, maybe ask Brad or someone to help her keep it quiet. She's going to confirm it's potassium chloride. Then she's going to go to Dante. Dante's already furious and on edge because of the whole Rocco Sheeting cover-up. He is going to be a dog with a bone on this Brennan case. And Valentin is going to have to play the grieving, shocked friend. He's going to have to look Anna Devane in the eye eventually and lie to her. He's going to have to look Carly in the eye. I am dreading the fallout, but I am also absolutely here for it. Give me the angst. Give me the drama.